So America will take off like a rocket ship. You're going to see things that's so great for the governors. And Democrat governors are going to have, you know, you're going to get the benefit of this. You're going to be opening up plants, and you're going to be, I hope we have enough people. We're going to let, and we want people to come into our country, by the way, I do, but they have to come in legally. So we need people in the country, but they have to come in legally. 2 weeks ago, I signed an executive order banning men from playing in women's sports. Many Democrats are fighting me on that. I hope you continue, because you'll never win another race. And it's just crazy. If you look at what happened with the boxing, if you look at what happened with the weightlifting numbers, where a record that hadn't been broken for 19 years got shattered. But, you know, they put up an eighth of an ounce here, an eighth of an ounce there, and it's 218 pounds or whatever, a lot. And hadn't been broken in 19 years. And then a guy walks up who transitioned. He transitioned. And he knocked out that record by about 100 pounds. That will be a record not going to be broken again in a long. So we put a ban on it, and to protect women. I mean, the women, if you watch the Olympics, you had two transitioned people that were fighting in the women's boxing. They have women's boxing category. And if you saw that, it was brutal. What happened to the Italian woman was a really good boxer. After one punch, she said, no, no, no more, no more. I've never been hit. It was a left. It was not even it was just a left jab. She got hit so hard, she said, I can't do it. They forced her to go out. No, go out again. You'll do it. Goes out again, gets hit again. No, no, that's it. She didn't want to die. And it's crazy, but the NCAA has complied immediately, by the way. That's good. But I understand Maine. Is Maine here, the governor of Maine?
Well, down here.
Are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal laws.
Well, we are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it, because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't. And by the way, your population, even though it's somewhat liberal, although I did very well there, your population doesn't want men playing in women's sports. So you better comply, because otherwise you're not getting any federal funding.
See you in court.
Every state, good, I'll see you in court. I look forward to that. That should be a real easy one. And enjoy your life after governor, because I don't think you'll be in elected politics. Every state has a responsibility to comply with Title IX. They have an obligation, a legal obligation, and we'll be enforcing aggressively, and we're going to be protecting our citizens. We're going to protect. So just to end, this administration has been fighting for parents' rights and universal school choice. We want to do something that I think many people in this room want, and even if you don't, I think you do want it, but you might not be able to say it. We want to move the schools back to the states, so that Iowa and South Carolina and Georgia and all these states can run your own school system. And you'll do a fantastic job, Kim. You're going to do great. I mean, I use your example because you're so much into the education, done a great job with school choice, and you'll do your school choice. That'll be the easy thing. But we want to get it back, take it away. So just some stats. So at last, it's usually we're 38, 39, or 40 out of 40. They take the 40, I guess, biggest, most important, whatever it might be, but 40 countries. And we were 38, 38, 39, and congratulations, but 2 months ago, 3 months ago, we hit number 40. So we were last in terms of education in the world. And we were first in another category, though. We were first in cost per pupil. So we spend much more. And by the way, second wasn't even close. So you have Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland, China. So there goes the big country theory, right? They have 1.4. They're rated number 5. That's a little bit scary, isn't it? So what happens is we are going to make a very strong push on closing up the Department of Education. We'll have one person sitting there just to make sure that they're teaching English, reading, writing, and arithmetic, okay? Just, that's all. The rest of it is up to the governors. We have great governors, really smart people. Brian, I think you'd love to have it in Georgia, because you could do a great job. And you're being told, Ron would love, Ron sitting there saying, oh, give me the education. You're being told by people in Washington that don't know much about your state and maybe don't like your state, maybe don't like you, maybe don't like your pupils. about what they should be doing. And I'll tell you what, we will compete. Many of our states, I figure 35 of them, we're going to have 35 great ones. We're going to have 5 that are okay. Then we'll have another 5 that are blah. And then we're going to have 4 or 5 not so good. But in a place like New York, we could take it as an example. Westchester County, you go Westchester, Suffolk, you go out on Long Island, you do upstate New York. You know, you break it up into quadrants, Manhattan. But I think you could do a great job. I think the states will do a fantastic job. And we send the money directly to the states. And we're not looking even for the cuts, but you'll spend a lot less money. You're going to spend a lot less money. You know, as somebody that spent a lot of time in Washington over the last number of years, it seems like every building is a Department of Education. But I'm saying, what do these people do? What do they do? But if we could send education back, and Linda, as you know, is going through the process right now, and I think she's doing really well. She's great, Linda McMahon. And I said, Linda, you're trying. I really want you to do a great job, but you're really only doing a great job if you have no job by the time we finish. You have to create no job for yourself, because we want this to go back to the states, and she agrees. And if we can do that, I think it's going to be one of the most important things we can do. So the governors, the people in this room, Democrat, Republican, will run their own school system, and we'll back them 100%, and we'll pay like we do now. But I think we'll end up having to pay probably half. But that's not the reason I'm doing it. I'm doing it because we give really bad education. And as far as the teachers union, I love teachers. And I imagine unions might form in some of these places, and if they do, that's fine, you'll deal with it. So this isn't against unions, it's because I won unions. I won the Teamsters. When you win the Teamsters, that's serious. But I put in a person as Secretary of Labor who I really did it because the unions treated me so well. The auto workers, I mean, so many of the unions, the firefighters, the police unions, I got like 98% of the vote. We're looking for the other 2%. Nobody can find them. So, you know, I grew up in New York, which was union territory. But we want to be able to have great education. If we don't have education in this country is going to go down. When you hear China is rated number 4 and 5 every year, and, you know, they're a serious competitor. So I want to thank you all. And I do want to say again, call me at any time. I will take your call. If you're a Democrat, I will put you ahead of the Republican. If I have a Democrat or Republican call Simon, I will put the Democrat first. Okay, I promise. And probably, sort of promise, right? No, I will. We'll take good care of the people in this room. And it's an honor to be with you. You're very, very smart people. To do what you do, to get elected, it's a tough business. But if you could take back education, and if we could do some of the things that we just laid out very easily in this plan, and you have a federal government that's behind you all the way. We'll be sending help. As an example, if we do get rid of FEMA, which we should, it's very expensive, doesn't work. But we'll be sending federal help in if you have a big hurricane or a tornado or all of the things that I've been watching. And you'll be taken care of much, much better than you're taken care of now. You have to wait around for these people to come, and they come so late. But the worst example was what you had to go through in North Carolina. What happened there was a terrible thing. So congratulations on your victories, and you're going to have many more victories. And I'm here for you. If you want to ask a couple of questions, you could, if you'd like to.